Welcome to Destiny Digits. This is the expression reading for expression number 5. Your expression talks about a potential. So if you're a 5, this means that you have the potential to be very adventurous, very bold. You have a magnetic energy about you, a curious spirit. You're resourceful. You do a lot. You like to see a lot. So you are a collector of knowledge and skills. So you have a lot of energy, and change is something that you are unafraid of. You love to feel free. You love to feel that you can go, do, say, be, explore what you want when you feel it most. Okay, so that's the potential that you have as a 5. First card out says the collective field is impacting you, unseen forces in action. All right, so think about your current energy space. How are you feeling? Is your energy feeling a little bit thin? Are you feeling protected? Are you feeling vulnerable? Are you feeling weak? Are you able to sleep well, eat well? We have you are the image maker. What you focus on manifests. All right, so if you do want to be in the state of creating something, your energy should be as clean and clear and pure and light as possible. And so if we are affected by things around us, then that means it's time to ground and really root ourselves into something that's more pure so that we can kind of recollect. So what thought patterns do you need to shift in order to create? Right? You're the image maker. So think of Canva. That's your mind. Your mind is like a Canva. You can create images. You can, they can do different things. So once the image is in your mind, then what thought pattern needs to move so that we can make that the reality? It says take responsibility for your life as a creative adventure. You create your own reality. What you want wants you to. Okay, so listen, 5s. Clearly, there is something that you should be creating. I mean, the amount of times that we hear that you are the creator, you must manifest, this is your adventure. At the bottom of the deck, we have everything as a reflection. Hold up the energetic mirror. What do you need in your life that you're not currently getting? Okay. So here's the thing. There's something you need, right? Sometimes as a 5, sometimes you can change free, like you can leave one situation. You can create a whole bunch of different, you can change from one thing to the next rapidly, but then you're squandering your energy. But it's important to know why you're changing. And so if you're changing because you're chasing, you're longing, you're desiring something that you have not gotten, and maybe you're in a situation that is really making you uncomfortable. Maybe it's ruffling your feathers in some kind of way, which is always an indicator that we're in a space that's not fulfilling to us, so that we should make an adjustment. But just be mindful that the energy that you feel is truly your own and not from unseen forces. Also, make sure that you ground yourself. You purify so that you can create, so that your mind is clear, right? You need a free mind in order to create the free life that you seek. All right. So at the bottom of the deck, we have humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. Listen, as 5s, you're very witty, right? Just clever. Your energy is just fun and light. It's never stagnant, but it just moves. And that's what humor does. It takes energy and it moves it to a whole nother space that gives you a whole nother emotional reaction. And I think that's a change. That's what you like to do in life, right? The lighter side of life. That's what humor means. And so everything is a reflection. What are you missing? What are you not getting? currently in life, are you able to laugh? Are you missing out on a life of joy where you can just enjoy the small things? Are things way too serious? Is it too much about the chase and not really about the journey? Um, if you were to think about your days, when can you laugh? When do you laugh? Are we really scheduling time to simply do nothing but smile? It sounds silly, but it's massive. It's massive when we're talking about our energy. And so if you didn't know, it's important for you to realize that you are possibly an empath. So when we talked about unseen forces impacting you, the collective field, you picking up energy that's not really yours, things are making you feel blocked, you feel like you really have no control in situations, all that energy may not be yours. And then we have empathy. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. So you may be an empath, and and as an empath, you're a sponge. You're an energetic sponge, and you just absorb and absorb and absorb the vibrations of things, people, places, and things around you. And so when it's time for you to do your own version of life, you've got all this stuff blocking you. Right? Your frequencies are not able to get out clear to the universe. The universe can't hear you because your frequency is off. And so, in order to fine tune, in order to purify that sound, to make it crisp, to make sure it's clear and it's what we want, it's what we're looking for, we have to get everything else out of the way. And that may be things that just truly don't belong to you. So, consider who you allow to binge and share their life with you. Um, and make sure you have time where you can literally take all that out, put it down, and make space for you. So, Spirit is saying that, what you focus on matters. You need to shift your thought patterns about what's important, right? You are the image maker. So now you have in your mind the idea of what you want to create, but now it's time to really go and create it. But Spirit says that requires discipline. You have to be comfortable doing the same thing every day, at least for a period of time, right? And if you were a 4, that is easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But as a 5, an adventurer, a freedom seeker, to be in that mundane energy, right? And it's not that you're not disciplined, but literally in a situation where you're building, you're creating, you're establishing, you have to begin something in a very structured and patterned way, right? Because we don't want tower moments. We don't want things to fall apart later. And so we have to be consistent with every brick that we lay. It has to be a pattern. And so that looks like disciplined. And you can accomplish what you set your mind to. So whatever is in your mind, whatever that vision is that you are making and creating, realize that the energy, the effort behind it does require discipline. But it also takes work to not make up your mind and then convince yourself that what you just decided is actually not what you want. So be disciplined in your thought process. Don't go back and forth. If you know it's what you want, and if it's what you desire, then there should never be another thought to contradict that. So be strong and firm in your choices. Create what it is you want to see. Okay? So at the bottom, create your own reality. What do you want to experience? Take responsibility for your life as a creative adventure. And then we have courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. So what are you afraid of? We're trying to create. There's something you want to establish, something you want to break free from. You want to change in your life, and you want to be in control. You want to lead this change, right? And there's something you want your life to have. There is a truth within you, right? And you want to live that truth. You want to be your authentic self, pure integrity. But it takes courage to be, isn't that crazy? It takes courage to be you. Well, who else am I being all this time? But literally, most times we're not really the truest version of ourselves. We're a combination of all these, you know, belief systems, some created by us, but most not. But nonetheless, when it's time to break free and be us, one, we may not really understand what that looks like, right? So then there's this discovery piece, but then there's convincing everybody else around us that we're not nuts, that this is actually what we're supposed to be doing. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands. So, a new passionate idea, a new venture. So let's start at the center. So we have the Chariot. This is about forward focus there. This is going, full speed ahead, forward progress, willing to take the good, willing to take the bad. We are just going. We have decided this is what we want to see. This is where we want to be. This is like, we're going for it. We also have the Empress Energy. And so this is the energy of birthing, creating, nourishing, just a very tender, forgiving energy. And I say forgiving because when you're in the process of creating and birthing something new, mistakes are prevalent, but they're also necessary. And so it's important to be forgiving with yourself as we experience our own era in this new that we are establishing into our life. We have the Page of Pentacles. So this talks about, a potential opportunity, something that has the ability to manifest and grow to something beautiful, abundant, something for others to see, something tangible in this world. But it does require us to set our mind. So this is Spirit saying, listen, progress is yours. If you want to move forward, you're moving forward in this Chariot energy. You are in this Empress space of creation. What you want to see wants you, right? This Page of Pentacles wants to be birthed, nurtured by you. You have this energy as the Empress, but it does require discipline. And in order to move forward consistently and steadily, it takes the same amount of energy and effort to create that pace in order to move forward. And so you have to be willing to put the work in, whatever that is, to pursue this pentacle. Now, beneath this Chariot, we have the Ten of Swords. So this is a past energy of feeling like, we had come to the end of a cycle where we were at rock bottom. And the swords that were wounding us could have been swords put by people that we trusted. So we could have gotten the swords a whole bunch of ways. But there was a Tower moment. The Tower moment comes beneath the Empress. So before you stepped into this energy of creation, maybe you were a part of something else that you thought was stable. But it turns out that energy, goodness gracious. So the Tower, the Ten of Swords and death, not only did you feel like you were at rock bottom and had suffered some type of death, but this situation actually came to the end. There was no hope for this situation once it ended. So you could have been a part of something in the past that crumbled, right? But it was necessary because it pushed you to discover you, to chase you, to go after you. Sometimes you have to be in something that is so contradictory to who you are or what you believe in that it makes you so mad that you are the only option, right? And so this is when we take responsibility for our life and realize that we can co-create. Right? We can really make this what we want to see. The Tower, the Ten of Swords, the death, that was too much. That was too much. That's not what we want. Right? And so we won't have that. And it takes courage to rule out the things that you just truly have no desire to see in your life. And so Chariot talks about moving forward. But above the Chariot, this is something on our mind. We have the Two of Swords. This is not really being able to make a decision. This is being blocked. Our heart is blocked. All choices that are really good choices come from our heart space, right? And those are the truest, most choices that we can ever make, right? So we're making a choice and it requires us to capitalize on this momentum, this eight of wands. This could be actual physical travel and relocation, but it requires us to move, to put energy, to put effort in, to really take ownership and leadership of what is to come, right? So we're in the energy of jumping into this momentum and going forward. Or we're in this Four of Swords, this energy of trying to rectify things, put things at rest. This is that like reflection and meditating, right? But this is also where we talked about you not being able to really take power or charge because we're blocked by energies that are not ours. And so you're making progress, but maybe you can't see it. You don't know it. Maybe you're stumbling about what to choose next as you continue forward. But you're not knowing that as an empath, you have a whole bunch of stuff within that really needs to get out because it's not yours to begin with. So once we release ourselves from that, then we can see. But nonetheless, this energy is about spirit giving you a new idea, a new mission, a new passion, something that just gets your energy jumping. um and this is about you being so emotionally and energetically invested in something that it consumes you, right? This becomes your baby, this becomes your creation, right? And yes, when we get in those spots in life that take our laugh away, that take our joy away, those are indicators that that's not a spot for us. Those people aren't for us. That space isn't for us. Whatever we're doing probably isn't for us, right? If we can't laugh, if humor is not there, if life is not light, and if it becomes very heavy, as it did at some point with this Ten of Swords and Tower, when it becomes this heavy, something needs to change. And it does require courage, inner strength, and confidence. Everything we're terrified of, now we need to overcome them because we don't want to experience this version of life again, right? So this is us facing our fears. Everything you want wants you. How beautiful is that? That's like half the battle. Just knowing that what you want also wants you. So it's a matter of getting there and believing and doing consistent work, but really believing in self. All right, fives, hopefully this was beneficial. Thank you so much for stopping by. Take care.